welcome to another edition of the podcast. Hello, how are you today? I hope you guys are enjoying your week so far, and I hope you guys are getting ready for in Canada, it's a holiday weekend coming up. It's Thanksgiving in Canada, so I hope you guys are, my Canadian listeners I'm hoping that you guys are getting ready for that. If you're not from Canada, well, I hope you guys have a great weekend. This week we have a great guest. Her name is Este Byleveld. She worked on cruise ships with me for about a contract. And we just stay in touch every once in a while here and there. But it was a very memorable contract. And now she's done ships for the foreseeable future, I think. But she did just get an offer to go back. And so we talk about that and the pros and cons of maybe going back to ships at this point in time. So we talk about that. We talk about our past experiences on ships, how she transitioned from the photo department to the purser's department, which is like customer service. We also talk about photography. We talk about her getting into a little bit of modeling back home in South Africa, Namibia, I think, one of those two places. I'll fuck it up, but you know, it's in and around that area. So let's get to it. Let's take it to our conversation with Este. Flip your phones horizontally. There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
You photographers not knowing how cameras actually work.
Oh, whatever. I was in the process, okay? It's my first time using Zoom. I never tried it before.
No, not even for like chats with the boyfriend or anything like that?
No, never.
Strange.
No.
You kids today and your technology or lack thereof, hippies.
Excuse me, I'm African.
I said you kids today. You're younger than me. You're a kid.
Yeah, no, just a little bit though. Or you already grandfather on that side. Is it because of the time difference?
Maybe. I do. Every day I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror. I have like 1, 2, 3. Like they're growing. They're coming in. The gray hairs are coming.
The wisdom is coming out finally.
Pardon?
I said the wisdom is coming out finally.
I don't know if there's much wisdom, really. I mean, you met me on ships. I was not very wise back then. You probably saw me get into some shit.
All the time. But that was way back when, you know. It's been a few years, so maybe.
No, I still get up to
the
stupid shit.
Oh, you still do it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's how I stay young.
As long as you're enjoying it, then it should be fine.
I got drunk on Thursday after a comedy show, and then I had work in the morning on Friday, and I was hungover for Friday at work, and I was like, when will you learn, Mitch? When will you learn?
It's just like same like the ship. You promise yourself never again until the next time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So how do I Este, welcome to the podcast. Hello, how are you today? How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you? It's fun to be here.
Perfect. You are, you have a white background for your white skin and blonde hair and blue eyes, which is great. It's very apropos for what's going on in society today. Okay.
It's my favorite colors. Come on, everything in here is blue and white. That's my mojo.
How do I pronounce your last name? I want to say Este Byleveld. Byleveld. Okay, way off. Say it again.
Yeah, the V is like you pronounce the V like an S. Byleveld.
Byleveld. Yes. And you're not you're in Namibia, are you, or South Africa?
I'm in Namibia, yes.
Namibia, okay, yeah. Like TK and Andreas and a few other people I know. Like, how are things there? I've heard mixed things from Andreas and TK about the state of the government and society in general in Namibia and South Africa.
Yeah, well, it depends, you know. South Africa is currently, I think, struggling a little bit. We're struggling here as well. There was a stage where I thought, oh, well, okay, I don't know how we're going to make this. But now I think everything is actually quite calmed down. We were in lockdown for quite some time. We were not allowed to do any not like seating down services in the dining rooms, restaurants. Everything was in takeaway. So, but everything is like semi back to normal. I think everybody's getting vaccinated, so it helps.
So I want to talk to you because you're one of the few people that I know that are were still working on cruise ships, and then all this kind of shit happened. And I want to kind of like get your opinion on what's going on, because like you start off as a photographer, and I think you switched over to the pursers, which is the front desk stuff, right?
That's right.
So I
Yes.
want
So
to talk about that, but I
after,
also want to talk about like, so like you've been working now recently, but like how long did you have to wait till you were like, okay, I need to find a job at home, sort of thing? Because like you were full in the thick of things of being on a ship.
so basically, after the second contract that I had on the Sapphire, I applied to go to guest services because the photography was great and everything, but I wanted to have something that I can grow more in, like photography is really nice and everything. I have a big passion for it, but on board, it's how it is. So it's kind of difficult to
It
be to
drains your
remain
soul. It
passionate
was you
about
can be
it.
honest, it drains your
Yeah,
soul of creativity
just
or anything.
going up to people and basically having to ask them to take their pictures all the time. It really it drained me.
You mean you didn't like doing that while they were eating mid-meal? Like, hey, sorry to interrupt your meal with your family and your friends.
Oh,
It
do
looked
you
like you're
have
having a
the
great
time to
time,
take
but
pictures?
could I just
Yes.
get a quick picture of you guys smiling? Sir, I said smiling. Sir, smiling. Okay, moving on. Ma'am, I need you. God damn it. Would you go?
With the spinach and the teeth and everything. Yeah. No, it was tough. I mean, it was really tough. I hated doing the dining rooms. Actually, on the very first contract that I did in the dining room, we had to remain inside until like 9 p.m. before I can take my memory card down to the photo lab. And I was standing there minding my own business. And next thing, there's this gentleman walking past me, and he doesn't look well. He's like blue in the face, and I'm like, whoa, like what the hell's up with this guy? And he walked towards the bathroom, and I told him it should be like call 911, call the emergency medicals. And this guy collapsed, and he was choking on a piece of steak. It was a big drama. And at the end of the day, like his wife was there, and it was only the two of them. So she was freaking out, and I was sitting with her talking to her, and I was like, trying to change the conversation to keep her busy. And apparently this guy actually had a heart attack, and he was choking at the same time.
I think I
So
was there for that. That was a big hubbubaloo. I
it was
that
on
spaced my mind. I was your first contract was with me. Fuck yeah, that was
exactly.
insane.
That was insane. So
What
so
what
random things
what a
happen.
goddamn introduction to the ship life.
I know, like, okay, there you go. Like, you want to do this, but I don't know how, but it just happened that I naturally just stayed there, and I was speaking to her, like trying to calm her down. I don't know. It just kind of happened in the moment. So yeah, that was fun. Second one, there was a big fire in the incinerator on the Sapphire, so that was fun as well. But yeah, no, anyway, so after the second contract, I decided I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to go to guest services because I love working with people, and that. I can talk all day. Like,
Yeah,
just
your
let me stay
happiness
there. I
kind of
can
sickened me towards the end of it, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, exactly. Even if I'm tired, it happens naturally. So I decided I wanted to do it, and I absolutely loved it. The first contract was really, really tough, because I did 9 months, 6 months in photography, and then they extended me for another 3 months.
Did they extend you, or did
Um,
you want to be extended?
no, they extended me, and I said it's fine. Let me take this space to actually learn, because the management on board was really nice. That contract, they were really great, and I'm very happy that I did it. So I decided, and it was like a whole mission. It's not just like moving, okay, I'm a photographer one day and I'm going to get services the next. They actually do personality tests, they do computer check. You have to go to the IT officer to make sure that you understand like Excel and everything. So that was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. The first contract was very, very tough for me, but it was amazing. You know, there's so many different people with so many different things that happens to them every single day, and you're like the center where everything just like it's like information the whole time. So you hear the funniest stories there all the time. Like one day I was at like 10 p.m. No, actually 10 minutes to 11 before my shift was supposed to end, and I was there the whole day, so I was already like kaput by this time. And this lady walks up to the front desk. I cannot find my son, he's been missing since 7 a.m. in the morning. 10 minutes 10 minutes before I'm supposed to leave. And
That
then
should
it's
be an
like
issue for
radios and
security, but
things.
whatever. ST will help you.
They do. They actually get accommodation with radios and a picture. And then they actually go searching. And this guy was just chilling upstairs, and he was watching movies under the stars.
I don't miss ship life sometimes, and your story just proved that.
No, yeah, it's very funny.
But
Things
like so
like
like
this. This
so like
go up
like obviously like
or
being a photographer, being a videographer, we're in this department, and like it's a small department on the ships. It's very retail orientated, but there isn't
mm,
like a whole lot of room to grow within that position, right? It's either
no.
you go to platinum, assistant manager, manager, and like to do like any sort of advancement in that field of choice could take oh 10 years off your life.
Many years. Many years
Really?
to get to that point. Yeah.
And so like you thankfully after your second contract you were wise to it and like, oh, I'm gonna move over somewhere like you can advance, because like with the pursers there is I think you mentioned crew staff, there's or not crew staff, there's
A crew agent. So it is this junior assistant purser, which is half a stripe, which is the one that I have. You can do either front desk, crew agent, assistant admin, or junior hotel controller, basically in the rec. Yeah.
yeah, but that's like there's but then even then you
And
can like switch over to
assistant.
like
And
bar
then
and be like
yeah.
bar manager, that sort of thing. So it's like there's room there. So um what was that like? You said that that first contract as a purser was very difficult, because like I can only imagine some of the complaints that you get being at front desk on a cruise ship. These people are platinum, blonde, whatever, diamond, sapphire, whatever the fuck it
Mm.
is, that they think that they're better and deserve more sort of shit, right?
Oh,
Um, so like
all the time.
what would you say is like what is it what would you say is like your best and maybe worst story from working the front desk at a cruise ship?
I can't tell you this over,
Yeah, you
not
can
over a podcast.
do it.
No, no,
We're
no,
not mentioning the company that we used to work for.
okay,
We're not mentioning that.
okay.
I have.
So
I think I've mentioned it once during this podcast because I've talked to a few people from cruise ships, and like
yeah.
my friend Jacob was like, "Do you want us to talk about the name?" Like, no, we'll leave that to the imagination of the fans that listen.
Yeah. Okay, so it's actually it's yeah, I don't even know where to start with this. It might be very inappropriate. So brace yourselves.
How
So,
much cash do they give you to come to the room? That's what I want to know. Because
come on.
I imagine it's a scenario like, hey, I'm lonely. Here's X amount of dollars. If you come to my,
No, no, it's worse. It's worse. So
it's worse than
there
that.
was
Oh, good thing I
a
have a little
contractor.
drinky
So
poo to entertain myself during the night.
you had to be ready for this. So on the previous contract, I was in the crew office, and we were getting a different system on board. So there were many different contractors from many different places. And as you know, no matter if you're a contractor or you are a crew member, you're not allowed to like engage in any kind of physical contact or relationship with the passengers. So there was this guy who was from America, really big guy, and he was living in a passenger cabin. And he met one of the guests on board, and they were like in one of the bars or something, and they decided that they were going to go to the room.
This is a contractor, right?
A contractor, so it's
Yeah.
not actually an employee.
Yeah.
But the same rules account for them, obviously. So this guy went there, and apparently she got scared. Yes, she got scared, and she ran outside of the cabin naked down the corridor, and this guy was like chasing behind her, trying to tell her like, calm down, everything is fine. And then they were found in the elevator. And the next day, she came to the front desk and she asked us, has this guy maybe returned her underwear? But with a straight face, has this guy returned the underwear? It's red and it looks like this. And she just wanted to know if he actually brought it back.
Did he?
No, he never did. He was fired the next day.
Yeah, he's
I
wearing
did
he.
use
You know what? He wore those while he was getting fired, probably.
in the hearing, sitting there with the red underwear. So
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, no, there was some horrible situations, and I think this one was the funniest to me because I couldn't keep a straight face when she was there and when she was speaking, and just the way she was telling the story about what happened, because they were just found and obviously they had to explain like what was the situation. So no, you get some really, really funny people.
So
Very.
yeah, you probably get a whole lot of stories, and like you were also worked in the crew office portion where you're dealing with crew, which is another obstacle in itself because it's crew. We're also like you don't like people don't like I look like a normal human being, but um I am probably one of the strangest people in the world, I imagine, because of my lifetime experience on cruise ships. Like I feel like you have to be a
Yeah.
little bit kind of like off
You
kilter
have
to
to have a
work in
little
that
bit of
environment.
something.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
there has to be at least one, maybe 4 or 5 screws loose to work on a cruise ship.
To be able to maintain a life there, for
Yeah,
sure. No,
just
for
to be
sure.
like, you know what, I can drink till 3 a.m. and work at 6 a.m. That's I could do that.
Yeah.
It's like no, like it's it's a hard transition from ship life to normal life for a lot of people, and I think that's
For a
why a lot of
lot.
people. I think that's why a lot of people keep on going back and going back and going back. Um, Now with you in particular, like you were still working with the ships. Are you waiting for a new contract?
Actually, funnily enough, I just received an email today.
Ooh,
I received an email from head office and they told me like it's kind of a provisional joining date. So asking if I will be available to join 14th of November.
mm.
So I'm still deciding. I think maybe yes, maybe I will go back because I want to save some money, maybe to go to Europe. And the rate of saving will be much better if I am actually on board than it will be when I'm home, you know? Um,
So I want to ask you about that because as of right now, I'm pretty sure like shore leave is kind of a kaput sort of thing, right? So I mean,
I've
is
heard.
that factoring into your decision whether or not to accept a new contract? Because like with you and with me, I think our primary goals was like go on ship, travel, get to see places. But if you're traveling, working that insane schedule, and you're not allowed to like go and see stuff, if you're just like spending all your time inside the cruise ship in the crew
Exactly.
bar with no windows and maybe just a monicure of sunlight, I mean, what's the point?
That is my initial thing that is like kind of bothering me. That is an issue for me. Um, but I've heard that there is some of the ports that you can actually go out to. So I will see. You know, this time around it will be. I think we also come to Canada, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll do like Alaska, Canada, Hawaii, Mexican Riviera,
Okay, you'll be
and
on
I
the West
love.
Coast. You won't be anywhere close to me, unfortunately.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. It's like I was like,
Okay.
if you were gonna be in Montreal, I'm like, oh, Mark and I could take a drive down to Montreal for a ski trip and see it.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. I would really love to travel. You know, that's why I this is the thing. I want to go back to save money so I can actually, you know, start something. My country is amazing and it's beautiful and I love it in all its ways. But the kind of mindset that people have here is quite different from what I'm used to, you know? So it's quite difficult to actually blend in here and to the thing is the moment that people actually hear that you've traveled and you've experienced things in life, they either automatically start to get how can I say
Jealous.
not jealous, but
Yeah.
they just their whole concept changes and they just become bitter towards you in some way, you know. And I feel like people should be happy for other people and the people here are
I
not
remember
happy.
specifically like when I first finished my first contract, which was back in I want to say 2011, and I came
Yeah.
home and I saw all my friends, and we went to the bar, and like I was single, so I was talking to girls, and as soon as I like kind of like mentioned what I did for a living, they all just shut down immediately because there was a sense of like, oh, because you travel you're better than me, and it's like, no, I travel and I work my ass off. And I'm this is
Exactly.
these are this I'm at the bar buying drinks for everyone because like these are the victors of my spoils sort of thing.
Exactly. Like you actually the people think that you're just traveling. The thing is, this is the hardest that I have worked in my entire life.
Mhm.
That's what the thing that it's a very intense environment. you have a lot of work, you see a lot of places, you get a lot of experience. And I mean, come on, you meet somebody randomly outside, say for example in Juneau or Skagway, and you know them from the ship, but you're not friends, and you suddenly just go and you spend this adventure day together, and like that's it, you know, you're more open to people and you understand each other better and you're more accepting to people, and you work your ass off, and these people actually, they know it and they see it, you know, and they're going through the same experience as you are, and that makes a difference. I mean, it's really tough. It's a very tough environment to actually. My first 2 weeks, after the first 2 weeks, I was so depressed, and I was like, how the hell am I going to do this for another 5.5 months? I didn't know. And then
And
all
then
you guys
you hit that wall, and then you just kind of push through. I know my first contract, Christmas, was the hardest part for me. And
yeah,
then, but
yeah.
I had some great friends that like bought me a Christmas present unbeknownst to me, and I was like, oh, thanks guys. And I went to my room and was like, they love me. I got really emotional for some reason. It was very strange.
But it is, you know, it really is. It's very difficult to be away, and especially in these times. But I mean, you guys were really nice. And remember, we had like these sit downs in the corridor where Mladen was like playing guitar, and we were all just like sitting and talking. And you know, this was fun. Like my cabin was like made up for my birthday. I came there and there was like balloons everywhere. I mean,
I think the goal was to fill your entire room with balloons so you can get inside a cabin, but.
And exactly, and the balloon stayed there for quite some time, and I will never forget the one night, still after my birthday. I woke up, and actually it was Sergey and Mladen. They were knocking on the door, and Kaylee, you remember Kaylee? And Kaylee
I saw her in Newfoundland. She was there on a cruise ship, and Mark and I went and got to see her. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, I miss her so much. And she just got up, because she said she actually woke up so many times in the night at like 3 a.m. and she started to get ready for work. I woke up and I was like, Kaylee, like, what are you doing? Like, it's not time yet. She's like, no, we need to go to work. And I'm like, just calm down, get into bed. So when she heard somebody knocking, she thought probably she's late, you know, like,
yeah,
sometimes happens. And she just got up and she opened the door, and I was like, you know, what is going on? I'm like halfway asleep, and I woke up. And I just hear like these two coming into the room, and the next moment I heard this noise, and I opened my curtain to check like what are these guys doing, and Kaylee and Mladen both had balloon babies. They put the balloons under the shirts, and they ran into each other like this to see what's gonna happen. I'm like, guys. So no, everybody was really nice.
That was that the fuck Bin Laden contract with Riamo?
I'm not sure.
No, I think that was
with the cake fights. Did you remember the cake fight?
Oh, with Katarina, yeah.
Yes.
That was a good time. No, that was my last contract. That was my last contract because we had Shithead come in and be the manager.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, I mean, nobody will ever forget this guy.
And he got fired, so I win in the end.
I heard that as well. Everybody was very happy about that because I
told you what did I tell you what happened like my last day there?
No, what happened?
I took that letter that Kat made that she gave to the HGM and the captain and everything, and I sent it to the head office and tagged the CEO of Princess Cruises.
Oh, well, honestly, I mean, this guy.
Oh, sorry, I just mentioned Princess Cruises. I'll bleep that out. But I tagged the CEO of the company we worked for, and then I tagged. So I sent it to the people that ran the photo department and the video department, and that was like my last like official thing in the office, and then I just left and forgot.
That's good. And then you decided here and no more, you know? But I mean, it's nice. How are you adjusting back home?
Well, so it's strange because like I was home for about 4 months, and then I got a job in another province in Newfoundland, and that's where I saw Kaylee because they do the New England Canada run. And then that's where Maka and I got married because like we want her to stay here in the country, so we had to get married. And then COVID hit, and then I got a job back in Ontario. So it's been kind of chaotic and everything. And between all of that and everything, I've been doing the comedy, I've been doing the wrestling, the video
Nice.
work and all this crazy shit. So like it's like I think like ship life has kind of worked me a little bit where like I need some chaos. Like I need
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
some
Yeah. Yeah.
I need some weird shit in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. You need to keep it interesting, you know.
Yeah, I
So the
mean,
time that
it's interesting that
sorry.
you have like an offer to go back and do a contract, but like, man, if they don't have shore leave for crew, like I wouldn't do it. There's
It's
no
gonna be the first thing. Yeah, no. I need to find out from her like what exactly is the situation and the requirements, you know, like what's gonna happen on board.
like I've
How is things?
from one of my conversations with my friend Jacob, who knows people on board right now. He has said that like the only shore leave is Skagway. And it's like Skagway. Like
Oh well, yeah, that's gonna be tough.
there's
That's gonna
no amount of money that covers like
yeah.
because like you
Staying
like to
inside.
explore, you like to take photos. There's no amount of money that you
Exactly.
could accept from them to like um make it worthwhile not being able to go outside and touch
Outside.
grass sort of thing.
Outside is important. Yeah, it's very important to go outside. I mean, even on every single contract I had, like I would take a walk on an open deck every single day. Like I would just go outside either on the promenade or upstairs and I will just take a walk. You know, you just need to see what's going on outside for a moment. Just breathe. Maybe go up to the pool and lay there in the sun for a moment or
Mhm.
yeah, we need to do that. It's very important.
Yeah, need
So
that
I
vitamin
actually
need that vitamin D.
yeah. The day that literally I disembarked the ship just when COVID started. Literally.
You
Just
got
when
so
everything
lucky that didn't get stuck
became
somewhere.
exactly. It actually became a pandemic just the moment that I left. And I came back home for about a month and I visited Mexico and I was there on holiday and I actually booked my own flights to go to Honolulu and join the ship there. The day that I landed in Mexico, they canceled my rotation.
How long were you in Mexico for?
About 3 months.
And
About
you
three
were
months. And
visiting
then
your boyfriend at the time, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming
So
that's not going on anymore because of the pandemic.
yeah, no, it's difficult and it didn't work out. So
You should have just
yeah,
done
but
like Zooms with sex stuff.
no
That
way.
way your mute button wouldn't have been on when we first started this. It wouldn't have been as
Horrible.
confusing. You
That
just
made
get him
me
to wear like
blush.
a nice luchador mask. It's like pretending to be
Stop. Oh no, no. That was an interesting time of my life, but no, unfortunately or fortunately, I didn't work out
good thing you didn't get pregnant and had like a little Mexican baby.
now. Yeah, that's a good thing.
I don't think a Mexican Namibian
Namibian.
mix would be. I wonder if there is one out there. A Mexican
I have
Namibian
not. It's
mix.
possible. It's possible. Yeah,
You
it
could have
can
been a
be.
first.
It could have been a first for everything, you know.
Do you-
Yeah,
so
you know how many people like oh basically nobody knows where Namibia is.
I do.
Um that's amazing because there are so many people out there that doesn't even know what it is, like
Well,
where it is.
one of my best friends on the ships was from Namibia, so I kind of we
Yeah.
talked about it a few times.
So yeah, you've Googled it.
Did you all right, so I have a funny story about that in terms of like baby stuff. So like this one time my photo manager and I were talking and he was talking about the time that he was on ships when one of his friends got another girl pregnant, right? On the ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, international baby law. He's like, what's international baby law? I was like, well, you know, if you had the baby in international waters, you can like pick and choose which, you know, country they preside from. And he's like,
Oh wow.
is that real? I'm like, no, it's not real. Why would you think that's a real thing, you idiot? How do you think? Of course it's not real. You can't just pick a nationality and go in international waters. Like if you're from South Africa and she's from the Philippines, you can't say it's Japanese because you're in Japanese waters. Like, it's not.
Oh no, it would have been nice though. But
Yeah,
imagine how
but
many children would have been born on ships.
It was the best joke I think I've ever delivered because I said it so straight faced, and he felt like such an
No,
idiot
me neither.
afterwards. It was a beautiful moment for me. It really, I cherish it with my heart to this day.
I Mitch, always, huh?
So you are, we're just shooting the shit now at this one, but I've noticed that you're getting back in photography and you're modeling now as well. So is that like you're helping people out with modeling, or is that you're doing it self modeling, or how is that going?
No, I spoke with one of my friends today, and no, we're just doing some. Actually, I've got a few offers on Instagram for people that wanted me to promote like things like expensive sunglasses and things like that. And I was like, do you know where I live? Do you think that things can get delivered to Namibia? It's gonna take 6 to 8 months. So no, but I'm having fun, you know. I wanted to get back to photography again, but I haven't gotten the moment to get my mindset back into it. Like people photography, you know, nature is something different. That's always peaceful and always nice to do. But taking pictures of people it's something really amazing and special, but you have to be in the right mind space for it. So I
Would
actually have a
you
friend that, yeah.
go ahead? You have a friend.
I actually had a friend that I met with today, and yeah, I decided we're gonna do like something like a nice photo shoot, like under the jetty. We have like a jetty here with like the ocean and splashes on. It's really nice. It's beautiful. So I always wanted to do this for many years, and I never had, but I really love her style of photography. So I decided like it's gonna be it. We're gonna do it.
Nice. And all it is just like, I mean, once you take that first step, I mean, Bob's your uncle, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's always room to grow.
I what was I gonna ask? I was asking you like, so like, did you go to school for photography, or like, because I know that a lot of people on ships like don't actually know photography, if that makes sense.
Well,
Like,
basically here they just train you for the basic settings and basic editing. And yeah, so it was in Stellenbosch in South Africa. Basically, there's a school that does specifically for cruise ships. Yeah,
and so,
that
all
was
right, now
specific.
I remember what I was asked is like we were talking about people photography. Is like, I know you only did 2 contracts, but like, was platinum a thing that you ever thought about doing? And for those who don't
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
platinum is black and white photography of people photography, by something Craig. I forget his name.
Yeah, Joe Craig. Is it a Joe Craig?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right. I don't really give a shit. The guy, that
That one
entire
old
program.
guy. Yeah.
I have issues with that entire program, but you know, I'm just bitter.
Yeah.
Old man Mitchy, bitter and
You're already there.
yeah. Get off my lawn.
You kids get off my lawn.
I mean,
I
I
can
don't
hear.
have a lawn. I live in an apartment. Get out my complex or off that pavement, you darn kids with your skateboards and long
I
hair.
can see you. I can see you maybe with a walker or something, you know, and a long beard.
I'd have like a potato gun, just like, take this, you sons of bitches.
Oh no.
But like,
Oh, where were we?
is platinum something that you would have considered if you
Oh,
like if you stayed with the photo route?
yeah, definitely. I would have done it. I think it's a really nice way of shooting. It's very personal. It's very, I think you can actually capture some amazing moments there. Like, I think it will be nice, but just normal photography there isn't great, you know, with the
Yeah.
outfits and dressing up and like smudging.
Smudging was
Smudging. The term used for everything in photography on board.
well, because
Smudging the
didn't
photos
they
and
try and
everything.
switch? Weren't they going to try and switch everything to like digital or?
Some of the ships I think actually has digital, but I'm not sure. Most of them actually still has the prints as well. I can't remember on the Ruby. I think it was digital.
Was the Ruby? No, which contract was did we meet on? Was that the Caribbean or Ruby?
Then again, Korean.
So that was my last contract. I think they were trying to do a whole transition, but everything
I think
like
that
everything that
actually.
like everything that beep company does, uh, everything they kind of introduce kind of becomes a shit show and becomes more work than it should be.
Yeah, no, that's true because the internet is not well. That's the main problem of all the technology is the internet.
Oh my goodness, it's
The connection,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Ship life,
I
man. I
really
really
enjoyed it.
wish I really wish I could like encapsulate that entire environment for people that have never experienced it
Been
before.
there.
Because like they, no matter how detailed I get with describing it, people just don't understand.
No, they
They don't
don't.
understand. They don't understand the work that goes into it, but they also don't understand the fun it is too. Like, and I mean, like it's
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying every
yeah.
time I try and balance it with like work and fun, but like aside from like for the most part I really enjoyed my ship life career, but like it
Yeah,
was just everything was changing, and like the managers became the people that were like running the show were like people that shouldn't be running the show. Like it's one of those
yeah, no,
things where
that's
like no matter how hard you worked and how good you did, it was promotion wasn't based on uh how well you performed. Promotion was based on longevity and how long you'd been with the company for. And I feel like that's such an asinine and backwards way of thinking that has fucked a lot of people out of jobs. To be honest.
no, no, it really does, and it makes everybody better there, you know. Because the thing is, when you're in this environment where everything is highly stressed all the time, and it's hard work, and you sleep only a few hours a night, and it's tough because it's every single day, I think you tend to get more sensitive to certain things. It's normal. So if they don't treat you right and the things are not great there, then yeah, it's very difficult. The thing that actually pushed me to move, it was like the last string, was our platinum artist. He came to us and he said, yeah guys, thank you so much for all of your hard work in making all the bookings, because we made so many bookings. We had like 36, 37 bookings. And but he said, like, these people are unfortunately not buying the pictures. So like, whose problem is it, ours, or
Yeah, and
it's
see
just the kind of
that's all right.
you
So that in a nutshell was my problem with that program, is that it was never
Yeah,
the platinum artist's fault. It was always our fault. So
always.
we like, and I wasn't even a photographer. I was a videographer. It was so like you guys had to go do gangway shoots. You had to go take photographs in a restaurant. You guys had to do backdrops, and you had to book the platinum
Yeah.
artist shots, and you had to sell your own products as well as picking people to do platinum
As
shoots. But like it was never
no
the
problem.
platinum artist's fault. It was always your fault. So it's like there
Yeah.
was no the responsibility level was so fucking ass backwards with that sort of
Ridiculous.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, it was ridiculous. And the manager said basically, I don't give a hell, because he said, his words was, I really enjoy shooting these people. Like, it's really fun. I'm so like, it's really nice, but unfortunately they're not buying the pictures. And this manager said, yeah, well, I don't care if you think it's fun. If you're not making money, you're not making money. And then I was like, that's it.
Who was the
That's it.
manager?
No. Yeah, I can't even remember. Some Romanian. I can't remember. But anyway, and I was
Who was the platinum artist?
Miloš. Amazing guy. I don't know if you know Miloš. Tall guy from Montenegro, I think.
The name rings a bell, but
Yeah,
maybe
but
just
there's
in
many Miloš.
passing. Yeah,
There's
it was
many
weird
Miloš.
how like not to shit on Romanians or anything, but like it's weird how a lot of Romanian people that get those positions and they just like they forget like how to run a team. Like they don't know how to manage personalities on numbers, and it's like that's not the right
That's
way
the
to do it,
thing.
man.
If I think, if especially on board, if you are in a general, business, if you are in a management position, you do have to have people skills. Because everybody reacts to everything in life differently. So you do have to have people skills to be able to manage it. And the thing is, there is even more difficult because you're dealing with different cultures as well, and you're dealing with different languages, and so many different people, and it's ridiculous because people are always changing. So you have to have the people skills to be able to do it. And people that does not know how to treat other people shouldn't be in this kind of position, because if I get somebody at the desk and they come to me and they're unhappy about their statement and they write everything down on paper and they're like, yeah, but why is this not balancing and whatever, you take your paper and you write it down because this is the way that they perceive information, you know. If
Mhm.
somebody comes to you and they start screaming, you just take them and you tell them like, this, just move to the side where we can talk a little bit more personally. The moment that that person moves from A to B, their whole mood changes the moment that you speak to them there.
Yeah.
um you have to have these basic kind of people skills, and this working on guest services has learned, like, it's taught me so much. Never turn your back on somebody that's angry, by the way.
Unless you're just going to grab
It
paper
was an
from the ship.
accident though, but yo, it didn't end well. This guy was screaming at me in the piazza like it was echoing through the whole ship.
So like if you're like, in my opinion, like if you're on vacation and you're getting that worked up while you're on vacation, you probably shouldn't go on vacation because you got other shit going on in your life, man. You should maybe get that shit sorted out before you go and try and
Before you
relax on vacation.
Yeah, the thing is, it's the same like when somebody is going to a restaurant to eat, you know, they're paying for the food and they're paying for the experience, so they expect it to be perfect, you know. And
See,
when people
I
save
think
up,
that's what makes me different, and maybe yourself the same. But I do, like I've
yeah,
seen like with ships and just like with life experience, I don't expect anything to be perfect. Like
yeah, but you
if I can
understand,
get it
you know.
within that 60-80 range, I'm happy in terms of service and food and everything.
I lost you for a moment. There you are.
Oh, no, I was saying how like I don't go into I don't go into restaurants to complain or anything like that. I feel like it's an ass. Like I go to have a good time. I like to have a few drinks, loosen up. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know where people like stress is all around us, but I don't know why people would voluntarily go on vacation if they know it's gonna be stressful, right? Like I've told Maka this, like if we have a kid and we want to go on vacation, it's like we're leaving the kid with the grandparents until they're at like
that's very
appropriate age where
true.
they can actually understand how to have fun on a vacation sort of thing. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like you don't you don't go on vacation like, for example, like all those times we saw these families come on board and you can just tell the dad is miserable as shit because he's having to deal
that's
with one kid, two kid, wife, uh, mother-in-law, father-in-law, his parents. And it's like, bro, you've made a horrible decision with your vacation.
just say
Like,
go.
so George, how was your vacation? I wanted to shoot myself in the face. Is how I wanted to shoot how my vacation went. He's a, you do it smart. Don't take your
Yeah,
entire family on vacation.
I would agree, because the thing is, once the woman is going to struggle to decide where they'd like to eat, because there's too many different choices, like what do you want to do and where you want to eat, and then if everybody is separated and doing their own thing, everybody's complaining because they would like to spend some time together as well. So you have to go with people that is open-minded.
If I was a dad in that situation, I'd be like, honey, okay, I would go to bed and I would sneak out and just spend the rest of the night drinking, and then say I'm
Kissing
sick the
them.
next day, so I don't deal with anyone. Like that would be that would be my mini day off away from everyone. It's like, oh guys, I'm not feeling too great. You guys go and enjoy the port of call. I'll just like enjoy the ship life and the buffet.
Yeah, enjoy the ship life. Go to the pools and, you know, just the jacuzzis or something, and
And
just
I
go
think
relax.
and I think that's one of the things that I've kind of like, the benefits of working on a ship is you see so many passengers and how like so many of them really don't enjoy their vacations. You know what I mean?
That's very true. We there was this I had this one manager that made me laugh because he was the customer relations manager. Oh my god, that almost didn't happen. Anyway, so he was joking because, you know, the guests always come to the front desk and they say, yeah, they cannot believe that the port of call has been canceled, even though the weather, there could be a hurricane, okay, but they come back and they're like, we took this cruise just to see Honolulu, and now we have this hurricane and everything is ruined and we have wasted our money. And so on one of the ships we actually had a problem with the toilets. The whole zone was an issue, and I don't know, the people's toilets started overflowing, and he joked and I said, there's a focus file of this guest that is very unhappy because of the toilet, and he said, yeah, what happened? This guy came on board just to use the toilet.
Yeah.
because because they're always saying like everything that goes wrong. No, they came on board just to do this, and now they cannot do it anymore, and everything is ruined.
Maka and I have joked about going on a cruise ship like as passengers.
Oh.
But like you kind of see how much I fuck around with you, and I would maybe try and do that with the bad passengers and fuck around with them. Like that's kind of like my shitty behavior that I would like to do. Like, and I've told Mock and I've told a few people this. Like one of the things I really want to do is like with the comedy, with stand-up comedy, I want to get to a level where I can apply and work on a cruise ship, and then come out in a photog's uniform on stage.
Oh, that'll be amazing. Just invite me when you go.
And then it would just be jokes about working on a cruise ship, and you see the CSD like, no, don't, he's revealing the dark secrets. And then I never worked on a cruise ship again. What?
We're going to the behind the scenes special. We're going to the crew bar.
There's so many stories I get to. Like, have you guys noticed how like captains always have like young ladies as their partners? I mean, it's great that we trust them with our lives, but like, I would never trust the captain for relationship advice.
For sure not. Always. Maybe.
And if that ever happens, and it probably won't, but if it ever happens, Maka's like, you have to bring me with you. I'm like, why? She's like, because there's too many cochinas on board.
No, but I would think you will enjoy it though. Go back as a comedian and go do your thing there on stage.
Well, I think one of the things I also want to do is like as a pastor, I want to go one, but like just for fun, I just want to be in shirts, t-shirt and shorts, and just me and Maka would go to every backdrop, make sure everyone gets their counts up, and just be ridiculous. And then you gotta find that one like Filipino that you work with, and it's like, hey man, I will give you $200 for this entire trip if you take this money and go get me some beers from the crew bar and bring them to this cabin.
And they will do it. Most probably, they will do it.
Yeah, work the system. Work the system.
No, you can. You cannot. Yeah, no, they're always making extra money. I mean, barber shops on the M1.
I would actually like knowing how my way around a cruise ship. I might go down and be like, "Hey man, can I get a haircut?"
Yeah.
Or like go to the crew bar and be like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Like, which department are you from?" "Oh, I used to work on cruise ships. I'm just kind of like on vacation right now, chilling." It's like, "You can't be here." I'm like, "None of us should be here, man. It's a weird world."
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Esty, it's so great to see you again. Thank you for being a guest on the podcast. Do you have any social medias where people can see your new modeling stuff for photography that you'd like to promote?
Yeah, sure. By all means. I mean, I have amazing nature photography. My country is really beautiful. We have a lot of wild animals, so that's always something amazing to check out. But everybody will actually have to follow me because my account is not public due to some people. It should not be public, let's just say that. So yeah, everybody can join me. I think my username I think is Este at 3783, I think.
And are you only on Instagram, or are you on Twitter or anything?
Only Instagram. No, yeah, only Instagram.
A wise choice.
I cannot maintain so many social media accounts at the same time.
You're not a social media bug, that's for sure.
I'm not at all. No, I enjoy life where it is currently, so I just like to post some nice pictures and also look at photography and things online, like art and things like that. So it's quite fun, yeah, by all means. And it's been really fun chatting. It's been nice catching up as well. Like send my regards to your lady and tell her. Yeah, definitely. And tell her that maybe one day I'll see you guys again. Maybe I'll come
hopefully
visit you guys.
I mean, like, it was so fun because like when we were in Newfoundland, the cruise ships came in there quite often, so I got to see a few people from ship life and everything.
Catch up. Yeah, it's really good. Remember the photography group that we had on Facebook?
Yeah, that's still there. No one says anything in there.
I don't have that account anymore.
Why not? Are you not on Facebook anymore?
No, I am. I created a new account. So.
Oh well, yeah. I'll just I'll add you back
add me
on there.
again. Maybe we can just continue.
You know what we should
chatting
do
there,
is like we should do like a round table podcast where everyone shoots the shit again.
Yeah. Imagine, that'll be amazing.
But everyone has to have at least 2 or 3 beers already in themselves and everything. And I think like
a few extras.
Yeah.
And Mladen needs to have his little guitar, you know.
I need to get Milan on the podcast. I love that guy.
Oh yes, he's one of my favorite people.
All right, Esty, thank you so much for being on the podcast again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. Have a wonderful day. So it's day there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, enjoy.
I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Esty. She's a lovely, beautiful soul, and I hope and wish for the best for her and the rest, whatever she chooses to do, she's going to be great at, because she not only is she beautiful, but she's also smart, and that's a plus in any book that you write. Stay tuned for next week. We have hopefully another great guest on the podcast. Hello, how are you today? And I will hopefully, no, I will talk to you guys next week. Tune in next week for another edition of Hello, how are you today? I'm your host, Mitch Corbett. Oh, see you guys then. Cheers.